ready for my arrival, worm.
たとえ世界が全てを燃やそうとしても
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hopefully you're doing all right. We're here watching some Jaden animations. Her funniest fan interactions, which, funny enough, we were going to have a fan interaction with her. We actually had a pretty funny fan interaction with her dad, Hugo. Cool dude, by the way. Oh, by the way, Hugo, if you still watch, we appreciate everything you did for us, man. Thank you so much, still, to this day. We are in great appreciation. And if Jaden ever does a Scribble Showdown again, I would love to go to another one of her, one of those shows, just to have fun and all that. But anyway, we were gonna have a fan interaction, but
fan interactions that happened earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, the real Nick himself. Yeah, it's the meme gif of Loki just turning around and being like, "Yes, it is I.
It's me.
It is I, the one and only." So yeah, we were gonna have a fan interaction with Jaden, but sadly, they limited the people who could go back. It was COVID. It happened during COVID, and there was not a snowball's chance in hell we were going to be able to see them. There was potentially an opportunity with the first show that we were going to try and go to, because we were talking about going to the Nashville show because that was the closest one. And then we got a message from someone being like, "Hey, I'm Jaden's dad." I was like, "Yeah, sure." I've been scammed before, so I was like, I couldn't believe it. But then all of a sudden, Hugo's like, "Hey, I'm actually Jaden's dad, and I wanted to give you."
I started looking stuff up, and I was like,
"That's actually
things are lining up with things that he said."
Yeah, and lo and behold, it's real. It was real. And I was like,
his
"Oh my
email
gosh."
address was actually a business email address, and I was like, "That's actually his business."
And we were both, and me and Nick both at the same time were
like,
just like,
"Holy crap."
shit!" Yeah, and we both basically just were like, "Okay," and then I went back and forth with him, and we basically told him all the stuff, and basically how we wanted to see Jaden at a convention and all that. But she was doing Scribble Showdown, and we didn't really think we could go, so he offered us an opportunity to go in Nashville, but I didn't respond to the email in time, so instead he was like, "Hey, how about the DC show?" And we're like, "Hey, I guess we're taking a trip to DC." About 2 hours into the trip, we get hit with a traffic jam that would have put us in Washington, D.C. by midnight. So, yeah, no go on that one. So, Cleveland was the closest one after that. And we drove all the way to Cleveland.
You went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, we did. And I actually found some of the old footage from that. I found the footage of me in the weekend Super Bowl performance thing, the lights and everything, just him we're roaming around, just like not knowing where he is or anything like that. I thought that was pretty funny still. But anyway, Jaden, we really hope to be able to meet you one day because we are big fans. We love your work. Not to be overbearing or anything like that. Just shake your hand and be like, "Hey, love what you do. Keep it up."
I'm awkward as heck. And
I am too.
I'm even worse around girls that I think are pretty, so
That's
I'll
the
just
other
be like,
thing.
"Hi."
That's the other thing too.
Nice to meet you.
Nick's got a crush on you, and me, I'm in a relationship, but I just think you're cool. I think, and plus, also Jaden, I could potentially gift you one of our Wavebird controllers for GameCube, because she's said in the past that she likes to play Smash Bros, and I think her having a wireless controller would be pretty cool.
How do you know she doesn't already have one?
Because in previous videos where she's shown off all of her stuff, they've all been wired. Maybe she's not interested in the wireless one. I don't know. Maybe she's too competitive and she's afraid she'll just chuck it and break it. There's some people who are like that. They're like, wireless controllers. They're not tied down. I'm afraid I will hurt somebody. But anyway, we've had fan interactions too. Not as on the same level as Jaden because Jaden's a way bigger YouTuber. But I have been recognized in public multiple times. Probably the coolest one was at that convention in Gatlinburg that we went to. We dropped by there to say hi to Steve Bloom and Johnny Young Bosch and all that. And then, lo and behold, this person walks by. He's like, hey, I think I know you guys from somewhere. You all make videos? Like, oh, yeah, we actually did a reaction video to Has Been Hotel. And he was just like, oh, my God! And just started flipping out.
Like, yelled
because
at
he
all his
immediately
friends, and
recognized-
they were all like a Has Been Hotel cosplay group.
Yeah, it was like 20 of them.
pretty
Just all
cool.
coming around and just all like taking pictures with us, talking to us about Has Been Hotel, what we thought about it. Yeah, it was a good time. But it's happened multiple times.
I was having high anxiety that day, though, so I didn't say a lot to him. Like, my anxiety was too high to even go talk to Steve again.
Oh, come on, man. Well, it is what it is.
I mean, I can't help it. I'm awkward as crap sometimes.
I did my Scottish brogue for Steve Bloom, and he liked it. Chris Sabat actually liked my brogue so much he gave me his business card, and I was like, cool, I got Chris Sabat's business card, hell yeah. But yeah, anyway, Jane's gonna tell us all about her funniest fan interactions. What do you say we get into it? You ready? Alright, let's get this up on screen, and let's get into it.
At an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so I went up to them and said, hey, I really like your bag. She turned around, looked straight at me, and said, thanks, it's from Jaden Animations. Oh, cool. And then I just walked away because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed
that person's
big number
probably going to
on
see this
YouTube
video and be like,
website-
what?
Yeah, she's just gonna be like, that was you. Oh no! Oh no! She's gonna flip her lid.
You'd probably expect me to be recognized fairly frequently when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but given that almost all of the content I've posted is me in cartoon form, it's much less than you'd think. I don't really expect to be recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or Hatsune Miku concerts. Of course, I've been in plenty of IRL content on other people's channels, so it's not like no one knows what I look like, but that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaden Animations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow. Are you Jaden Animations? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah. Alright, thanks. Bye. It's simple, it's streamlined, everyone's happy. Of course, not every interaction goes like this, and naturally, people always want to know about the outliers, the bad interactions, the weird ones. Any freaks out there that you've met, Jaden?
There's always at least one.
Always. And they leave the biggest impression, which, here's my mentality on that. I look at the reverse mentality on the whole, like, bad interactions thing. Majority of the times I've had interactions with fans, it has been very positive. Very, very positive. Then I had that one guy at a convention literally walk up beside me and go, kill yourself, bro.
Wow.
And I was just like, you first. And then he turned around and gave me the finger and just kept walking. I'm just like, oh. Here's the thing. A normal person would hear that, and then their anxiety would kick up, and then immediately they would just be like, I'm never posting videos again. I hate this. I hate it. Because people don't want negativity. I hate to say it, but this is just how people are wired. Anytime most people hear negativity, that's immediately what they latch to, and then they act like everything online is negative now. Don't do that. Look at it as the other way. If there is one person out of the near 300,000 subscribers out there that like us, I mean, dude, why would I give a shit about the one iota of individuals that don't like me versus all the amazing people who tune into our videos, like our videos, share our videos, and tune into our live streams and see me shock myself with this friggin' bug zapper.
Like, I'd only be concerned if like the comments became like those people became like the majority in the comments, but they never are. They're always a small minority.
Yeah.
The small minority is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly, and it's people, and in all honesty, most of the bad people out there are just people that are upset that you're successful. And like I said, I've been told like all the time online that, we're cancer, and it's like, bro, kill yourself. I was just like, what? Come on, man. Grow up. It's a YouTube channel. I'm not I'm not a political pundit that's condemning hundreds of thousands of people to die. No, I'm literally just a dude on a chair, like just having fun, talking about videos that people want us to react to. That's it.
I'm lucky enough to be able to say, you guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind when people ask me that. So thank you. Gold star to every single person I've met in my entire career so far. However, I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time,
So,
Jacob and I were
after
sitting
watching a Gretzko, I always just worry about like any ladies that are, you know, basically celebrities, status or higher and such, you know, because like that is a like harrowing like horror story about what can happen that they portrayed in a Gretzko.
And then of course not only that, but there was also the IRL situation with like Valkyrie. I think it was Valkyrie, Lily Pichu or Emichu, I can't remember. But it was like 3 female Twitch streamers / YouTubers. They were out on the town after a convention, and these dudes, like 2 dudes, just started following them. And they were in their back view for like a solid 15 minutes while they were walking, and they were like, we missed the street. We actually need to like take this one so we can get back on track. I was like, okay. And then they do that, and then the guys keep following them. Then eventually, like, their chat realizes those guys have been behind you now for quite some time. Like, you all should, and yeah, it was a whole thing. And eventually, you know, they confronted them, and the guys basically just, got scared and ran off. But that's one that I think about, and I'm just like, that's one of the more tame things that I have seen happen. I've seen bad things happen on stream to people that don't deserve it. And as much as there are people out there who I don't like as Twitch streamers, I have my beef with Puffer, which is mostly superficial. Although you still banned me on Twitter, you jerk. Fuck you. But I would never wish anything bad to happen to Puffer. I wouldn't wish for him to like lose his audience because me and him disagree on something. Like, that's childish. It's childish just because we disagree on something that I'd want him to lose everything. All in all, though, just female Twitch streamers, female, like, content creators being stalked and all that, I mean, it has happened. I mean, there's no getting around the fact that it has happened, and it is a sick thing that does happen, and I really hope that that doesn't stave them off from being content creators and doing what they love doing. But anyway, that's enough of me, talking about negative stuff like that. Let's hear some of the funnier interactions Jaden's had.
Down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their video about Nintendo Land when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. Oh my gosh, are you Alpha Red? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah. Everything's going as per the script. At this point, I piped up and asked, would you like me to take the photo for you? And as I said that, Jacob and I both saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore me. Now knowing there were 2 YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I was Jaden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look a little tiny bit racist.
Awkward.
You can't always just assume the Asian girl with Alpha Rad is Jaden, even though 90% of the time you'd be correct. So he ended up...
Well, it's just the fact that I think it's not the fact that it's racist. It's just maybe it's the fact that he stopped because he was just like, wait, it's not just the racist thing. What if it's one of the other animators that I tune into and I'm getting them mixed up? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's why I would have just been like, your voice sounds familiar. like, you know what I mean?
Wait. Also,
it's like, why does your voice sound familiar? And then they say who they are. And I'm like,
Wait, okay. It's like, wait, Alpha Rat, has she been in IRL video? Jaden? Oh my gosh!
See, I personally would definitely recognize Jaden. Like,
I would too.
I know exactly what she looks like.
Same. Same. We saw her at Scribble Showdown. We saw her IRL, and yeah, I mean, it'd be hard not to recognize her at this point, unless she was like,
I know what kind of tattoos she has and stuff.
Oh,
so,
which is awesome. By the way,
got on the show, and then I would definitely be like, that's Jaden. Holy
crap!
Sick
tats, Jade. Oh, by the way, Jaden, sick tats. By the way.
pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. Would you like me to take the photo for you? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you? Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories because he meant it so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also asking, sorry, but who are you? To someone offering to take a photo is just... I would love to meet that guy again and just tell him how much we loved that interaction. Dude, if you're out there, I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good.
I wonder if that's the similar interaction that me and JT.
If I were him, I would be super stoked that she like actually animated like herself like touching like his shoulder, you know? Be like, dude, look, that's so cool.
Yeah. But I would imagine this is like that. Like Jaden and Alpha Rad do like an inside joke. Be like whenever like something happens, one of them probably goes, "I'm sorry, who are you?" They probably do that all the time, just like me and JT and me and you have like our little inside jokes that we do every now and again. Like we just little inside, like me and JT. One me and JT do. Can't go into full context of what it is because it's pretty bad. Me and JT look at each other at random and just go, "Woo!" like Ric Flair. I can't go into why, because JT would probably be very mad at me if I told what it was. But anyway, yeah.
Because ours wasn't. There actually have been times though where people have thought they've run into me and were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me like, "OMG, just met Jaden Animations," as I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of some poor random Asian girl. When we were all on tour for Scribble Showdown a while back in Chicago, James and Emily went to go look at the bean, and James ended up getting recognized. While he was talking to the group of people, one of them saw Emily and went, "Oh my gosh, it's Jaden."
They don't even look similar to each other.
They don't even look alike, no. Oh gosh.
James immediately starts laughing his ass off trying to correct them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, "Jaden, get in front." Another time when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very end, Joe turned the camera around to the girl filming and said, "Are you Jaden Animations?" The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been called Jaden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason. But still, hundreds of people in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway because Asian girl. Then to poke fun at that situation.
Well, okay, let's be fair, half Asian. I mean, come on. Asian, yes, but just half Asian.
A while later, they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, "Huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video." As the
fucking dickhead.
Trolls.
Alpha Rad, you dick.
Camera panned to me, and you'd think people would catch on to the joke, but so many.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news on this internet. Context is not the internet's biggest strong suit. Context of jokes, of like inside references, anything like that.
You have a big one on that.
You like honestly, like the whole r/whoosh. That dude. Okay,
the whole like Jacksepticeye thing that happened with you.
It happened earlier today again. I'm not shit. Look. I'll show you. Look at this. It happened earlier today. Literally. Look at that. 5 hours ago. That's his real name, dummy. 5 hours ago. I posted that comment 3 years ago. And I'm still getting shit for it. Because people don't understand what a joke is. It's like,
so you can't get context from text, I guess, on the
no, you can't.
Of it.
No, you can't.
It's like, that's not you, Jack.
It is the most liked comment on his video, and it even has a personal heart, like a personal heart from Jacksepticeye. So people should obviously know, hey, it's like, hey, maybe that's like, because if I were being serious, Jack would know that I'm being serious, and he wouldn't have hearted it. He hearted it.
Yeah.
Come on.
many more people were like, okay, I thought that was Jaden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist. Not realizing they're still not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike, but just pointing at one of us and going, Jaden, will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail. It's like casting an inescapable Jaden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing the San Diego Zoo with some friends. And honestly, to hype it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there 3 times during the 3-day event, which to the math nerds out there,
they look nothing alike at all.
Yeah, nothing alike.
Nowhere close.
Jesus.
Just dang white people, I swear to God.
It's just ignorant people. It's just white people, dude. Guarantee there's other Asian people out there too who are just like, it's like, oh, she's Jaden Animation. Why? Well, she's Asian like us, you know. It's like, no.
It's like me asking grandfather Schlink. It's like,
Schlink.
Are you Jackie Chan? Like, or some shit. Like,
Hadadoy.
He'd be like, yes, I'm Jackie Chan. Only if I did say that.
I was gonna say, if we snapped a picture of you, like, in a corn shirt on a stage somewhere, it'd be like, dude, Jonathan Davis really has let himself go. To which, I guarantee you people would just be like... So, if we posted that, I guarantee you we could fool X amount of people. Not sure how many, but I guarantee you we could fool X amount of people.
Dude, I guarantee, like, if we posted a short with Jacob and we're just like, we got to beat Corey Taylor today, people would fucking believe it.
How many times have we even called Corey Taylor in our comment section?
He looks a fuck ton like Corey Taylor.
He does! It's just Corey's a little bit taller than him. That's the only thing.
I think he looks even more like Corey Taylor than I look like Jonathan Davis.
You think?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an excuse me that I registered as I was being recognized. So I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction. Sorry to interrupt, but are you Amaru? I was stun locked. It threw off my whole.
Really? Okay. You just can't win.
Like I said, these damn white people.
It's just ignorance, dude. It's just sheer fucking ignorance. Learn the differences.
Maybe it's just the fact that I've never seen Sarah before, but like I've seen Emily and Jaden and Emiru like so many times that like I can definitely tell the difference between all of them.
Easily. If you showed us 3 pictures of a picture of each of them side by side, you and me could tell the difference easily. Because I've seen enough of Emiru's streams. I've seen enough of Jaden. We've seen Jaden and Emery Chu in real life, so we know what she looks like. We know what Emiru looks like. I mean, dude, damn. Oh, this hurts.
Full script, and I accidentally blurted out, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just Asian." And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, it was a nice little dose of humble for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaden, and now I've been struck by the Amaru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though. None of us look like each other. We're just Asian women on the internet, and not even the
Asian women on the internet.
Her Emaru animation is so adorable.
Yeah, look at that. Look, Emiru. They even got the friggin' little lip gloss on the bottom lip right. Jesus. Emiru's Chinese. Like Emery Chu is Korean, and what is her name? Sarah.
Yeah, I think
Sarah's Japanese and Canadian, and Jaden. I think Jaden, her ancestry is Japanese and American.
Korean.
Okay, Korean and American. My mistake. Ugh.
But like, even though her and Emery Chu are both have Korean heritage, like they still look very different from each other.
Yeah, it's because Emery Chu is literally like she's full like Korean, whereas Jaden, her dad's white and her mom's like Korean. So it's like the quandary with Micah. Micah looks Israeli. Caleb looks like he's from the Gaza Strip, but yet they're both but yet they're like 75% white and 1/4 Asian.
So my thing,
it's weird.
My slightly like racist thing, I guess you would call it, is that if someone has Asian ancestry, they're probably gonna have to tell me where exactly from.
Well,
like I can't 100% like nail for some reason the differences between Asian countries, like in terms of looks, very well all the time.
All right. I can give you a proper video that it's.
Well, I've seen it explained. I just like my memory's bad, so like I just haven't like nailed it still. And it's not even accents either.
Well, no. It's this right here.
I'll give you.
But it's like I don't mix up like different people with other people like usually.
This is, but you can get it by the last. I can usually decipher it by the last names and phonetically.
Oh yeah, names. Like names are a lot easier.
When I hear,
I know things about the languages.
If you hear like Takahashi, you're like
Japanese.
You hear Park, Korean. If you hear like what was it, Zhang?
Zhaoyong,
that's usually Chinese. And there's of course Cambodians as well that that have Chinese ancestry that have phonetically like Cantonese or Mandarin last names, and also Fujianese and like all the other dialects.
Well, I at least know enough differences between Chinese, Japanese, and Korean at least to know names on those. So at least a couple of countries that I start to get messed up on though would be like Vietnam,
Vietnamese, yeah.
And like the Philippines, like.
Well, there's an easy way for Filipinos because half the names have Spanish influence, like Pacquiao, like Manny Pacquiao, like that has Spanish ancestry to it. Fong Torres, like that's another one too. But then of course. This is, to me, like one of the...
I learned something new today.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize that.
Yeah, well, it's because the Spanish settled in the Philippines and ruled the Philippines for a long time, and they left their mark behind, that's for sure.
Yeah, where I actually tried to study a little bit of Japanese, like, names are the easiest for me to immediately, like, point out because I know their alphabet.
Yes,
so.
Yeah. This to me is like, for me, the funniest way to tell the differences between the different Asian like phonetics.
I'll give you phonetically the Asians, okay?
Yes.
Vietnamese. And then like Korean is.
Okay, yeah.
Chinese is.
That's a cab driver. That's a friggin' Shanghai cab driver if I ever fucking heard one. Cantonese. This is like a Hong Konger right here.
Holy shit, dude. What's Filipino?
And then Japanese is interesting because there's two.
Something sounded really racist about
No.
You see,
I don't know enough to like be sure, but it seemed a little racist.
Oh shit! Come on, dude. Like there's like the Filipino dude is on, like, or not but the Filipino dude is on here, and he's okay with it.
Fair enough.
Who's this guy? Who's this? Because I've been around this guy, but he was my neighbor, and he'll go.
Vietnamese.
Cambodian.
Oh.
I'll give you.
So yeah.
Interesting.
And he's right in terms of the phonetics, in terms of the language and how it's spoken. Because
like if I hear someone speaking, like, even though I can't speak those languages, like if I hear someone speaking some form of Chinese language, I can definitely usually be like, that's probably a Chinese language.
Yeah,
I couldn't definitely be like, that's Cantonese, or that's like what are the other ones? Mandarin, like
Cantonese, Fujianese.
But like, I hear someone speaking Japanese, I immediately recognize it now, so because I know their alphabet. And
also, we watch a shit ton of anime.
I don't know, but I think I could recognize Korean as well.
Korean,
I definitely recognize Korean's writing because they have a lot of little oval circles in their characters.
Oh yeah. And
so like anytime I see Korean like written, I'm immediately like, that's Korean. Like I know that for sure.
But all in all, like the difference between all the Asian countries, I mean, it's like everyone clumps all white people together, but, you know, go to an Irishman and an Italian and say they look alike.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid. But you know, all white people are basically lumped together, even though, you know, there's Irish, German, English, Welsh, and that's just the British. And then, of course, you know,
supposedly, according to what I've heard, I supposedly have Welsh ancestry.
Yeah.
And I've also
dude,
been told by
Welsh?
some that, like, if I am in the sun for too long, I could almost pass as being Middle Eastern. Like,
well, and the Welsh,
like, no.
And then, well, here's the thing with the Welsh. You know, there's a lot of Italian ancestry in the Welsh because a lot of the Roman legions that came up during when Rome ruled the British Isles, a lot of them settled in Wales. So that's a lot of Mediterranean DNA is in Wales. And of course, you know, the Angles and the Saxons, you know, Anglo-Saxon, that's where that comes from. Angle, English, and yeah, that's where that starts. And then of course the Scottish, which are like a mix of the Anglos and Saxons and the Vikings, the Celts, it's just the whole thing. And then of course you go across the...
We were supposed to be hurrying, and we just turned this into like a whole like language and culture
well, it's just
like
it's just everyone wants to talk about like the different cultures of the world, and Europe has a shit ton of different cultures, and it's just like everyone wants to lump all white people together, and I think that's unfair because
I mean, I still think there's a lot of white people that make that mistake about other cultures and races too, though. But.
And there's a lot of people. Yeah, I know, and it's shared ignorance of each other's cultures, and it's okay. But because it happens on one side doesn't mean it doesn't happen on the other. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, sorry. I'm probably going to cut out some of that.
Not even the same kind. So,
oh,
yeah,
she is
if
Japanese.
You ever think
Wait,
you
what?
see
Yeah.
I could have sworn she was part Korean.
on the internet.
I thought it was Japanese because she talked about how when she went to Japan, it was like for her, it was like a return to the motherland.
How did I have that
and
wrong
not even
for
the
so
same
long?
kind.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, so, yeah. She's Japanese American. I was right. Holy shit.
That is fucking crazy to me. Like, why did I think the wrong place?
I don't know. Maybe you heard it somewhere and it just stuck.
That
happens sometimes.
I feel really bad.
No, man.
I feel like somebody just like said it like incorrectly online at some point. I was just like, oh, okay.
But yeah, that happens. That happens. Like, I had mispresumptions about certain people, and I was just like, and then I heard later on I was wrong. I was like, oh, here's the thing. At least you're willing to admit you're wrong, because there's some people out there who would just be like, who just wouldn't admit to it. But
that proves my point. Like, you'd have to tell me where your heritage is from, because I can't just figure out the difference physically in your features like yet. Like, I would like to eventually learn like how, like, but like I can definitely tell you apart from other people that are from different countries and probably even from your country. You'd have to tell me what country you're from for me to know.
I hear you. All right, let's finish
Or
this
what
up.
country you have
So, yeah.
heritage from, at least.
Let's finish this up. We've been going for
that's
over
what I was
30
saying
minutes,
before.
and we're only 6 minutes in.
If you ever think you see your favorite Asian creator in the wild, make sure you double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist. I'm sorry, there were just a lot of instances
Like,
of it.
for
We
real,
can get
just
back on
use
track
the
now.
little
The
trick.
very
You seem
first-
very familiar, and like have them tell you why.
You seem very familiar. Are you a content creator as well? That's what they did with us at that convention. And I basically spilled the beans that we were the Renegades, and we did a reaction to Husband Hotel, and then all of a sudden, just boom, that's how it goes. Like, it's not, never assume too much. Never assume too much. Just be quizzical. Just be like, hey, wait, you seem familiar. Do I know you from, like, are you online? And I'm happy to tell people. I'm happy to just be like, we're that reaction group where the fat guy laughs at shit all the time. You're gonna have to narrow it down, man. I was like, okay, Renegades. Oh yeah, I was subscribed to you guys for a long time, dude. What happened to Ben? They always ask that. He left. He's been gone for 6 years. Let it go.
Time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target. I was walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey when someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you Jaden?" Now, this was back in 2017 when I
Wow.
had significantly less content showing my face, so I was completely shocked and not prepared. I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup,
And?
hair wasn't washed,
And?
literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction. Apparently, they
cares?
recognized me from my voice, which is nuts. Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no barometer on what I actually sound like.
Some people are tone deaf, Jaden. You can't take anything.
I don't know if it was where it was still through a microphone, but you sounded the same at Scribble Show.
Exactly the same. Like,
as
and
you did in your videos.
as you were talking to Ross and Aaron and all them, it was just like, yeah, we could tell, like, you sound exactly the same. I still have, like, a lot of that recorded on my phone. Especially there, like...
So they all sounded the same.
Oh, yeah.
As they do on their videos.
The only one who doesn't sound like where he's from is Ross, because Ross is Australian, well, Irish and Australian, and he uses, like, the universal English accent and sounds like his plain, like...
Well,
like
I
he
hadn't
can sound.
actually... He was the only one I hadn't actually really seen his content beforehand.
Okay.
But, like, I'd seen Aaron, and he sounds the same as what videos I've seen him
100%.
in. Like, I've seen, you know, Odd Ones Out, and he sounds the same. So.
And M as well, yeah. But anyway, sorry.
Person was super sweet. This isn't like a crazy story or anything, but it's special in my mind because I was so embarrassed and unprepared for it, mentally and physically. This next one was when Jacob, Captain Kidd, and I were in Hawaii for Pokemon Worlds. We'd all just arrived at the event and were checking out all the fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were recognizing us and asking to take photos. A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched. I like Mr. Beast.
Of course.
Seeing a way to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said, "No way! Did you know she was in a Mr. Beast video recently and won?" Instantly...
$1 million. The kid was like, oh, $1 million! You won $1 million!
Depending on when this is, he might have been talking about the airsoft thing too, though.
That too, yeah, I forgot about that.
The kid jumped up. "You know Mr. Beast?" Well, like, kinda.
Yeah.
I've talked to him before, but will you tell him to give me $1 million?
No.
No. I'll see what I can do, kid. Hey, Jim, you want to give a kid $1 million? Fuck off. That's what he would respond with.
First of all, hilarious situation to suddenly be thrust into. Second of all, now that the kid was suddenly not hiding behind his mom's leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck, sporting a framed PSA graded base set first edition Charizard.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
Okay.
crap.
Okay, look. Little Logan Paul wannabe here. No, literally. Logan Paul wore that shit to WrestleMania. I'm never gonna forgive him for that. He ruined that idea of owning that card for me. Because, I can't, yeah. Again, congrats, kid, on having awesome PSA graded Charizard. But
Little
damn.
dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now? The card was graded like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from. Like, you always
His
see
mom.
those. Can you
His mom. Literally his mom. I guarantee you his mom gave it to him.
give me $1 bajillion? Comments on Mr. Beast stuff, but it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold chain Charizard Mr. Beast kid has been cemented in my memories, and he didn't even know who we were. Also, for the record, after I won the Mr. Beast cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD. Not my name. Just 10K, thank you. Heart. Someone straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with...
Fuck off.
Eat a bag of dicks!
Also, I like that her time is set to 4:20 on the screen.
No message attached, just an outstretched, grubby little hand in my inbox.
I swear to God, you're like that friggin' bitch from Parks and Recreation. Money, please. To which I would just be like, get the fuck out of my office. Whack.
Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school, which was an incredible opportunity, and I was very happy to support artists, and I wish them all the best of luck with their degrees. But stop emailing me for money. Gosh, I don't even want to know what Mr. Beast's DMs look like.
Especially with the whole Ava Chris Tyson situation.
And all the crap that happened shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
One time my phone screen died on me, not
yeah,
my fault,
Tostada.
so I had to take it to a repair shop. This was unfortunately during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed. My fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and an iPad as a second monitor to watch YouTube videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was completely fine. I'm just embarrassed at what it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaden Animations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid. She didn't even...
What, and what's wrong with that, Jaden? Come on, you're living your best life. You're enjoying yourself while you're waiting
what
for your
I
phone to be
immediately
fixed.
thought it like whatever she was like my Switch plus another thing to like watch YouTube videos on, and I was like ADHD. One of us. One of us.
Google gobble, one of us.
even let me explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off. So, kind girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple of years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the shameful part, though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the 18+ section, mainly out of curiosity.
No!
Oh, geez.
No! Okay. I'm not gonna get into the whole furry story. There's a reason why I don't have good interactions with furries. It's not because dude, do you have fun, live your best life. But good God,
I'm friends with a few of them, and it's because they don't treat it like they're a vegan and like shove it down your throat.
Exactly. No, the one person.
It's like I forget they are most times, so I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, my first interaction with a furry was that they literally were just shoving it down. Dude, I ran this photo booth, a green screen photo booth. This dude kept being like, "Hey, can you take this picture of me real quick? Can you take this picture? Can you take that picture?" I'm like, "Dude, are you gonna pay for any of these?" "Oh, I have to pay?" "Yeah, it's like $1 per picture. Like, we'll give it to you on a USB drive." He's like, "Yeah, I don't got any money on me, but can you just as a favor, could you send it to me? I would really like it, and if you send it to me," I'm like, "Dude, I'll show you the pictures, but you're gonna have to pay for them. I'm sorry. It's just policy we got here." And then I remember sitting there working on other people's stuff, and he kept coming back and just being like, "Hey, can I get those pictures off you?" "No, man, like, you can't. I can't just give them to you. And plus, I'm working with other people." He's like, "Okay," leaves. 30 minutes later, "Hey, can I get those?" I'm not joking. He came back like 12 times to try and get those pictures for free, just to annoy me to give them to him, and I didn't. At the end of the day, I packed everything up and I left. I didn't give them to him. Like, I will do someone a favor, do someone a solid, if they're cool about it, if they're cool and all that. But if you're an annoying prick and all you're going to do is annoy me, and because you want to get your way and just because you aren't getting your way, you're just going to keep throwing your own little fit. No, I ain't giving it to you. I do not reward spoiled little brats, no matter how big they are.
Curiosity and entertainment.
Also, your suit smelled like shit.
sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself, man, it would sure be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my gosh, are you Jaden Animations? Yeah. So admittedly, there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Moving on from that one. This story is by far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but it was when I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California. The community somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community was all right there in one spot. Before the concert, I was getting recognized like every few minutes, which is very not normal for me, but you know, completely fine. I don't mind at all. Eventually, everyone was led into the venue. I was meeting a few more people inside. Then the lights went down and we all got to enjoy the concert as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on, everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant people could see my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen and wait for me. For the first time ever, I needed to figure out a way to get out of there, or else I would have been taking photos with the entire concert audience as my friends withered on the floor. Sarah put her big hoodie on me, another
I guess
friend
like
gave me
basically
their
the entire Miku fan base has seen her video at this point, it seems.
I would not doubt it for a second at this point.
sunglasses, and suddenly I vanished. No more Jaden Animations. Poof. She was gone. The Clark Kent strategy actually works. Sarah and I quickly headed to the exit, squishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized we were alone. I was
Oh no!
successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective, even our friends didn't know who I was anymore. At least now I know if I'm ever in a sticky situation, a simple hoodie and glasses is really all it takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew.
I mean, yeah, to an extent.
What he was talking about. Despite all of these stories, if you ever see me in public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo. Again, basically every person I've met who watches my videos was absolutely wonderful, these stories included, and I promise I won't make a video about you if you accidentally say something a little awkward. Unless it was really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me, I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky to have such a normal and kind group of people watching my content, and I do really enjoy getting to meet you guys. I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me. This is not me.
No.
This is not me.
No.
I'm this
That's
one.
you.
Hope that helps. Man, it has been quite some time since I've done a good old classic story time. What is this, 2016? The fact that I really only have lighthearted funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones with meeting people who watch the videos is a huge testament on how kind and respectful you all are, and I really appreciate
Tostada on toast. Look at it. Look at it. Also the Chicoa.
it. Like, half of these stories are about how I was the one fumbling it, you know? I always look forward to meeting more of you guys in the future. Thanks for watching,
Claymation
and I'll see you later.
Nice. Nice.
Also, if you go back just a little bit to like the beginning of the fan art at the credits, somebody did a really cool one of like that one Nuzlocke.
Oh yeah, her team from Nuzlocke.
Her with her team. That's pretty dope.
Teriyaki. Chad.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name.
Blubby the Seal.
Yeah.
Ari, obviously. Oh gosh. But where's Corn? Where's Corn, bro? Oh wait, is that Corn in the Moon? That's Corn on the Moon! I see it it now. That's corn on the. Oh, that's sweet. Aw. Well.
I was gonna say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a full team. Like.
Yeah, but corn is the one that died. Her first one that died. That was like really impactful. But yeah, I still remember those. Gosh. Anyway, so yeah. Anywho, we ran way over on that one. 48, no, almost, actually, hold on. Bing, 50 minutes on a 16-minute and 25-second video. Oh, I am so sorry, Nick. I did not anticipate that to happen.
It's whatever.
I hear you. But, alright.
I've been wanting to watch this since I saw the notification for it yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm glad we were able to watch it. I'm glad we were able to watch it. It was a lot of fun, and hope that we can we'll have as much fun with the next one. But for now, everyone, I think we're going to be ending it here. I'm gonna leave a like on this, and yeah, Jaden, awesome storytime vid, and as always, everybody, thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out more from Jaden. You'll see her channel link right up here. Go check out all of her stories, watch all of her stuff, show her all the love. She deserves it. I mean, 14.6 million subs. She's obviously doing something right. And then, of course, if you want to, click subscribe, our little thing's going to be right here. And, of course, leave a like on the video, because that's the only way that these videos are ever going to get shared. And as for all the other stuff, here's our D&D stuff, which we will be upgrading here very soon. And over in front of Nick will be another random video, probably a Jaden-related video. Maybe one of her previous story times that we reacted to. We'll see. But for now, everyone, that's going to do it. Till next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Be good people. Take care. Peace.